Okay, this morning we have another update from Trump World. We have Alan Weisselberg, the ex-CFO of Trump Org and Trump's other companies based out of New York, that has pled guilty to lying to investigators and lying under oath in the two business fraud cases that are already going. One has just produced the verdict, Judge Engeron's trial, the $455 million verdict, as well as the Alvin Bragg trial, which is starting on the 25th of March, I believe. That is known as the hush money trial, but it's actually election interference because of what was actually done. It just sounds more glamorous, blaming it all on a porn star and infidelity. So this is going to have a wide range of ramifications in the future prosecutorial steps on Donald Trump and these issues. So we have this 7 more years. This is really, really powerful when it comes down to the documents that have been put forth and the things that Trump is still pretending is reality that actually is not. As I've said many, many times before, Trump's whole world is based on a facade, and the fact that Forbes magazine was the one to call Alan Weisselberg out and provide documents to prosecutors showing that he lied about all this stuff, showing that he lied on the stands, is kind of ironic considering Forbes magazine is actually one of the main reasons we are in this problem to begin with, which is a really interesting story when it goes back, because back in the 80s and 90s, Forbes magazine was what Donald Trump was striving to be on, striving to do business with. Mr. John Barron, which was Donald J. Trump's marketing executive, that would call the reporters of Forbes magazine repeatedly trying to get Donald Trump listed on the 100 most richest people in New York list, and falsified documents to Forbes magazine claiming that his father's properties were actually his own properties to justify him being on this list. Forbes got repeated calls from this guy, John Barron. They have actually released the tapes. It's hysterically funny because it's obvious it was Donald Trump to begin with, and the name Barron and now his son. But anyway, I regress. So Forbes put him on that list. That list gave him the power to go into banks and say, hey, I'm on the 100 most rich people list, so you can give me a couple $100 million so I could buy a property. And poof, DJT's own companies were born. So Weisselberg was intricately involved in the building of these fraudulent companies and continued. He received fraudulent payments, which put him in jail in the first place. Donald Trump paid for his kid's private school and wrote it incorrectly on business records. There was a lot of stuff that they did that was just pure fraud. It's full circle that Forbes magazine is the one that stepped up and put this forth. It is even funnier that Forbes magazine was the first main publication to say any person in Trump's administration that is hired by a Fortune 500 company, any of these Fortune 500 companies that put out any type of press release for Forbes magazine, they will automatically take that release as complete bullshit. They will not look at it seriously. They will discard it altogether, and Forbes will not support that Fortune 500 company anymore. This was another statement by Forbes magazine once they figured out how duped they were. So it's really, really funny that Forbes is essentially fighting back against somebody who fraudulently got himself into the world in the first place. So, all right. It always comes back around, ladies and gentlemen. That is the lesson for the day. No matter how much money daddy has, no matter how much money you fraudulently earn. So here we go. Stay tuned. Stay diligent. Stay educated. Be kind. We are all in this together. We need to recognize it's not about party. It's about country. And once we realize that, we'll realize how to take our power back and protect our future for our kids and our country's democracy to begin with. God bless. Thanks.